Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Billionaire's Beginnings. Today is episode 3. This is the grind, the journey to making $1 billion in GTA 5 Online, completely legit and solo. If you missed the previous 2 episodes, make sure to go check them out. They will be in the top right hand corner in the eye. I'm currently taking my shot at doing YouTube full time. With that being said, any support on the channel is very much appreciated, whether that be a like, subscribe, comments. But also, if you want to take it one step further, consider becoming a member of the channel. If you do, it's very much appreciated. With that being said, let's get into the video. So in the last episode, we worked to $10 million total made. But there was a big problem. I was realizing that I started spending way too much on supplies, specifically for the MC businesses. And with that, I realized 2 things. 1, I need to start buying upgrades for my businesses so that they start producing more product faster and accruing more value in product. And then 2, I also realized that the MC businesses just aren't a good fit for me right now, or possibly ever. I personally think they're actually becoming one of the worst businesses in the game, but I'll probably make a video on that at some point later in the future, so don't worry about that for now. Keeping that in mind though, I decided to focus a lot of my time on the life and death bikes mission, although I didn't do as many as I did in the previous episodes, the bunker, the nightclub, and then also the CEO cargo crates. And in this episode total, I made just under $4 million gross after 8 hours of active work and 17 hours of passive money making. And after costs, I took home around $3.5 million. So that averaged out to about $440,000 per hour of pure profit. Not the best, but considering we're just starting out, this is only episode 3, I think we're doing pretty good. So before we get into the big stuff, I'm just going to go over a few small things that you could do to earn realistically a good amount of money over a long period of time. So first I went to the casino, spun the wheel, won $50,000. That was pure luck. But next up was the bike delivery. Now I've been doing these a lot. You could get them with the MC Clubhouse. You go in, a bike will spawn every hour or so. All you got to do is customize it, deliver it to the customer, and then you earn $50,000, assuming you don't damage the bike. If you damage the bike, you lose money. So I did those for a total of 8 times, and it earned me a total of $386,000. So I ended up losing out on $14,000 due to damages, but still very simple. Each time I did it, it took me maybe 5 minutes max. So really simple way to make almost $400,000. I also did 10 ammo drop-offs. So ammo will spawn in your bunker. You just go deliver it. Usually takes 5 to 10 minutes of driving. Literally, it's probably one of the easiest missions you could possibly do. I did 10 of them. Once again, that spawns every hour or so, and earned a total of $500,000 because every time you deliver them, it is $50,000. In the time of grinding, my wall safe in the nightclub earned me $55,500. I have not touched my popularity in forever, so that's why it's so low, but that was a free 55k, I'll take it. And the final small thing is the life and death bikes mission. I didn't do anywhere near as many as I used to, and that's because I've set up a great business system where it's earning me tons of passive income, and I just don't need to grind as actively anymore. I could. Maybe I will in the future, but for now I haven't. With that being said, I did a total of 16 missions, 15 of which I completed it, drove the bike back to my clubhouse, earned the additional money, and 1, I ended up destroying the bike and lost out. So what that meant was that for 15 of the missions, I earned on average $73,000 per mission, which earned me a total of $1,095,000. And then for the 1 mission where I failed, it was $53,000, totaling $1,148,000 on life and death bikes missions. Very good considering how much time I actually put into it. I pretty much average life and death bikes now to about 7 minutes, so 6-7 minutes maybe. So I'm essentially doing 9 or 10 per hour, so that was maybe an hour and a half, probably 2 hours of work for $1 million. Pretty good. So now we're going to move on to the bigger businesses, and the first one is the bunker. I did a total of 4 sell missions in this episode. The first 2 had odd sale numbers because I didn't have the full process fleshed out yet. So the first one I sold for $150,000, the second one I sold for $157,500, so about $300,000 right off the bat. And then I finally figured out, get the right upgrades, and now all I do is I supply it. $75,000 in supplies, go do my stuff, whether it be AFK or doing any other active missions, and 2 hours and 20 minutes later, I come back and I can sell those supplies with one delivery vehicle for $210,000, netting me $135,000 every single time. So every 2 and roughly a half hours. So I end up, for those last 2 sell missions, selling each one for $210,000, another $420,000, which is great. And across those 4 missions, I ended up doing $727,500 in sales. Although I will mention, because I bought supplies, $427,500 was profit. So you can knock off $300,000 just for supplies. So pretty much 50% of the money we actually made gross, but we still netted out $425,000, which is great. So next up is the cargo crates, and this is the first time I really put the time into going to the warehouses every essentially 50 minutes to an hour or so, getting the assistant to go out, source the crates, and then come back, and really putting time into this money method, because I realized it's actually pretty good. So because of that, I almost filled up completely 2 small cargo crate warehouses. The first warehouse I sold for $203,000, although $60,000 of that was the cost of the sourcing, so keep that in mind. And then the second crate warehouse I sold for $225,000, but that time it took $67,500 to source all of those crates. So still fairly decent. In total, I did $428,000 in sales, with $300,500 of that being profit. Once again, I put pretty much 0 time into these businesses and made a bunch of money, just like the bunker. So you guys just seeing what I'm laying out here, the path that I'm trying to walk down, and hopefully this is something you guys could see, mimic, and move on and use yourself if you don't already know about it. And with that, we come to the final business. This is the cash cow, of course, because it is a completely passive business. You guys know it. It's the one I love, the nightclub. Now, technically, I did 2 sell missions for it. The first one was only selling the cash creation stock. I sold it, ended up netting out to $102,060. And the reason why I did that is because cash creation fills up really quickly. And so I sold that off, and then I just went AFK again afterwards and was able to accrue more cash creation once again, while the other aspects of the business were filling up as well. So it was just me getting rid of it, because if I didn't sell it, then there would be no more cash creation and I'm just making less money technically. So that was the first nightclub sale. The second one was one that I had saved up for a little bit of time. I believe the initial amount was $616,000, but after Tony's cut, on the final nightclub sale, I sold it for $554,760, which was incredible. And as you could tell, I hope you could see from this episode, the current model I'm running with is what I think is the best model for building a true empire in this game, and that is spend a lot of active time earning money, build up all the passive income businesses, and then from there go on to the more complex active earning businesses. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes people hop into it and they go right to trying to play a heist. While that's fine, everybody's entitled to their own opinions. It's a game, you can play it however you want, however you enjoy it. But I believe that if I'm gonna go out and start doing heists all the time, I want other things making me money as well, right? So because I'm now laying the foundation of having the bunker, having the nightclub, having the cargo warehouses, now I could go play heists or do other missions, or even just like mess around, and I'm still earning money in the background. So it doesn't have to be as much of a grind. So that has been my goal from the very beginning, and I think I'm really starting to achieve that now, so I'm very happy about that. And of course, the only reason why this is possible is because I've grinded actively, and now I'm investing in all the upgrades that allows me to maximize the amount of money I get out of these businesses without having to put in any work. So one of the things I did about halfway through this grind was I bought the bunker upgrade so that I was actually making a clean $210,000 every single time I resupplied. and the total cost of that was $1,753,500. So it was quite pricey, and it will take a while for me to earn back my initial investment, but it is one that I think will pay off in the long run, so I'm completely fine with that. And the final thing that I did after doing the final nightclub sale mission was I went out and I bought the Blue Stuff Lab, which then allowed me to go hire a new technician and assign that technician to it. So now we have another stream of money coming in for the nightclub. Now we have all technicians running, all businesses maxed out. The businesses that I have, I think, are the best businesses to have for the nightclub. So now everything's maxed out, and when I go AFK, we should be making even more money, which excites me because I really feel like now we've built a rock solid foundation. And that's all for today's episode. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you're a new, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.